You really think you can make a living with this stuff?
Dad, can you finish watching it at least?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Sony Pictures animated movies.
They're counting on me.
Probably not you specifically. I think it's a metaphor.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most memorable and visually impressive films released by Sony. What's your favorite Sony Pictures animated feature? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 10. The Angry Birds Movie 2. While movies based on video games tend to garner a bad reputation, this sequel to 2016's The Angry Birds movie is a notable exception.
Something isn't kosher with these pigs, and it's up to us to figure it out.
Figure what out exactly?
I don't know, maybe they're just being innovative.
Like most praiseworthy animated sequels, it manages to surpass its predecessor in almost every way. Though much of the humor is consistent, the story itself is pleasantly unpredictable compared to the first.
We've discovered that there's a third island.
With Bird Island and Piggy Island coming together as one to confront a common enemy, the flick is heavy on the twists and even heavier on the laughs.
How could you leave her like that?
Because I am a coward. Many of you didn't know that about me.
Well, actually.
Most of the original cast, including Jason Sudeikis, Bill Hader, and Peter Dinklage, return to reprise their roles. Ultimately, though, the film truly soars thanks to its newcomers, which include the likes of Awkwafina, Sterling K. Brown, and Leslie Jones.
I ran out on you on our wedding day, and ever since then you've been tormented inside.
Right now, this is when you choose to do this?
Number 9. Hotel Transylvania. Talk about a graveyard smash.
Drac, you ready to throw down?
Hotel Transylvania envisions a world in which legendary monsters escape society's prejudices by vacationing at a hotel owned by Count Dracula himself.
Hey kids, reel it in! You're only supposed to make Mom and Dad miserable.
Now, is that any way to behave? This is a hotel, not a cemetery.
Their livelihood is in for a shakeup, however, when a human stumbles upon the place and falls for Drac's daughter Mavis.
The sunrise from here must be amazing.
Ow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Man, you've probably never even seen a sunrise, have you?
No, not really.
This feature wipes away any fear typically associated with its cast of freaks and beasts, and replaces it with jaunty humor that allows each of them to shine.
He got into a car at 86 Fiat. I need a little transmission work.
Inspiring 3 sequels and 3 short films, Hotel Transylvania effectively gave Sony one of their biggest animated franchises to date. Plus, with talents like Adam Sandler, Selena Gomez, and Andy Samberg bringing the characters to life, you're sure to be in for a good time. Or should we say a ghoul time?
How fun is this? Why are you laughing? You like that? Watch this.
Number 8. Goosebumps. To be fair, any of R.L. Stine's Goosebumps novels would make for fascinating film adaptations.
You're R.L. Stine? That's you? Really? Really?
This only makes a movie starring a who's who of Stine's famous creations that much more appealing.
Hannah, open the book!
Not yet.
It follows a fictionalized Stein as he, his daughter, and their neighbor team up to protect their town from classic Goosebumps monsters who have escaped from their manuscripts.
You've made Slappy very unhappy. He's not going back on the shelf, ever again.
Slappy, no, wait!
With perennial funny man Jack Black starring as the reclusive author, the film's comedy department is in good hands.
Just get them! I said get me out! Showtime! I said get me out! Oh, no! Keep going! Chasing us!
It also honors Stein's legacy by being just as spooky for younger viewers. We've never been more ecstatic to see the Abominable Snowman, the Werewolf of Fever Swamp, and Slappy the Dummy recreated on the big screen. As the title might suggest, it's enough to send chills down our spines. Number 7. Vivo. Though Lin-Manuel Miranda captivated audiences with his music for Disney's Encanto, it wasn't the only animated flick he sunk his lyrical teeth into that year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Vivo, the kinkajou. Oh, what's a kinkajou? Oh, baby, I think that you're ready to learn a thing or two. Watch me swing as I sing at you every single thing I can think of to make you scream.
Not only did Miranda compose 11 original songs for Vivo's eclectic soundtrack, he also lent his voice to the title character.
We couldn't be more out of sync. This is what in sync sounds like. This is you and me.
This feature tells the story of a musically gifted kinkajou who sets out to deliver a message of love in the wake of tragedy.
Love's gonna pick you up and never put you down.
Cool. We stop singing, we're miles away from the ground.
With a cast that also includes Zoe Saldana and the great Gloria Estefan, it's a toe-tapping celebration of Cuban culture with a sincere message about friendship triumphing over grief.
He never told me he felt this way. I love you too, Andres.
Vivo was Sony's first animated musical, and it's safe to say they knocked this one out of the park.
Your dad knew you loved him. Every moment from when he first met you, and that love, Gabriela, that love lives forever in your heart.
Number 6. The Pirates, Band of Misfits. Having proven themselves as mainstream players through their partnership with DreamWorks, Aardman Animations teamed up with Sony to bring this swashbuckling extravaganza to life.
Do you think I should sign it in blood, make it more dramatic?
Might be a bit on the showy side.
Bit too much.
The Pirates, Band of Misfits follows the eponymous crew of ill-equipped buccaneers as they sail the high seas under direction of their captain, who seeks to win Pirate of the Year.
I haven't got any gold. No gold, eh? Then what, might I ask, is this?
It's a baboon's kidney.
Is it?
Along the way, the group develops a close bond with a young Charles Darwin while squaring off against the villainous Queen Victoria.
Give me my dodo!
Now, come on, Vicky, be sensible. It's just you, a tiny queen, against me, a dashing terror of the high seas.
Aardman's fingerprints are all over the finished product. The stop-motion animation is colorful and richly detailed, while the story is rife with charming characters and comical misadventures.
Bite it, you stupid bird! Bite it!
Though it adapts the first book of a series by Gideon Defoe, it's just breezy and unassuming enough to stand proudly on its own.
Don't just stand there like porpoises. There's a trophy with our names on it.
Number 5. Surf's Up. As Sony's second ever animated feature, Surf's Up capitalized on the popularity of other penguin-centric films like March of the Penguins and Happy Feet.
You know, we're here to make a movie about Cody.
Why does he have to be there?
It's gonna be great. Can I get in line now to not see it?
However, it manages to stick out from the rest of the colony thanks to its lively characters and unconventional narrative structure.
Looks like you stepped on a fire urchin.
Stepped on me? Stepped on me? Are you kidding? This guy was dancing on me. I mean, just look at this. Broken, broken, gone, broken, broken, broken.
Shot as a mockumentary, the film tracks the exploits of a teenage rockhopper named Cody, who dreams of being a professional surfer.
And it's Maverick with this new school move! We'll call it the Maverick!
While the story is undeniably familiar, the approach is unique enough to elevate the movie with a tidal wave of hilarious interviews and loads of other laugh-out-loud moments.
You see those things up above you? They're glowworms. Right. So, you're right beneath them. Yeah, that's poop.
Not to mention, it has an impressive cast that includes John Heder, Zooey Deschanel, and Jeff Bridges, who revives his dude persona as long-lost surfing legend Big Z.
Dig deep, dig, come on.
I'm digging!
Nose up, keep it up, watch it, you're purling.
Number 4. Arthur Christmas. This cheerful Yuletide adventure cleverly reimagines Santa Claus as a title that's passed down through generations.
Waker! We have a waker! And Santa's in there!
While St. Nick's eldest son Steve is next in line, his younger son Arthur is determined to save Christmas by delivering a misplaced present to a little girl.
A child's been missed!
Do you want to wake up the whole North Pole?
Good idea! A child's been missed!
In another collaboration with Aardman, Sony gave this story life with some inspired animation for kids and a fair bit of naughtiness for adults courtesy of Bill Nye's Grand Santa.
It's that terrible night all over again. What night? Last time I took Evie for a spin. I didn't know it was the Cuban Missile Crisis. I nearly started World War III.
Nevertheless, Arthur Christmas is a surprisingly touching narrative about the power of goodwill and gets right to the heart of the holiday's true meaning.
Gwen just has to have a present from Santa.
You do it, Arthur.
Plus, it gives us a logical, though admittedly outlandish, answer to how Santa's able to deliver as many presents as he does in one night. Number 3. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are at their best when inducing creativity in a premise no one expects much out of. That's certainly the case with their feature directorial debut.
The machine works. It really works!
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs follows failure-prone scientist Flint Lockwood, who finally finds success when his latest invention causes food to rain from the sky.
May I please have waffles?
Falafel?
Jelly bean!
Avocado! Coming right up!
The film captures the spirit of its source material, while its over-the-top humor and emotional core make it delectably original in its own right.
That spaghetti twister was just an amuse-bouche compared to what's on the way. What's an amuse-bouche? Manny, patches through.
Plus, with castles made of jello, streets lined with ice cream, and a tornado spun from spaghetti, you know this movie has colorful animation for days. Critics seem to agree, and it was granted an equally exciting sequel in 2013.
Stop right there, cheese monsters! Nobody eats my friends on my watch!
Number 2. The Mitchells vs. the Machines. With state-of-the-art animation, pop culture references galore, and all the physical comedy of a Looney Tunes short, this road trip comedy is undoubtedly one of a kind.
Every kid leaves home. It's not the end of the world.
The movie centers around college-bound filmmaker Katie Mitchell as she and her quirky family become humanity's last hope when the world is taken over by robots.
Take some notes, kids.
Charge it, robot, fly into sky. Well, okay, what's next, Dad?
While the setup could easily be played for serious drama, The Mitchells vs. the Machines is a hysterical story that pokes fun at many tropes of the sci-fi and disaster genres.
Sorry, Mom and Dad. Your insurance premiums are going up!
The action is thrilling, and the characters are instantly memorable.
Mom, who knew you could handle yourself so well in the apocalypse?
I'm a first-grade teacher. This is like a normal day for me.
But it's the timeless message of families embracing their differences and learning to let go of one another that rockets straight into our hearts. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Wish Dragon. Here is a genie in the bottle story that definitely catches fire.
Allow me to show you another one.
Dan, this is the table for the hors d'oeuvres.
Well, you tell Mr. and Mrs. Hors d'oeuvres that this is our table.
Open Season. Sony's first animated feature was a wild ride.
Stop! Get off!
Peter Rabbit. This live-action animated hybrid had us hopping for joy.
Why you kids walking so slow?
And that is how you sneak up on someone.
Come on, 10%, 120%, 15%, concentrate.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's hard to believe there was a time when the thought of this movie had us on the fence. Into the Spider-Verse not only shattered the limitations of what animation was once capable of, but it also set a precedent for comic book films that has yet to be topped.
When I broke my back, a drone flew into my face. I buried Aunt May, my wife and I split up, but I handled it like a champion. Because you know what? No matter how many times I get hit, I always get back up.
The narrative cracked open Marvel's multiverse on the big screen for the first time, with cutting-edge visuals and an irreverent ensemble of spider people.
I can't do this yet! Everybody knows that the best way to learn is under intense, life-threatening pressure.
Another Lord and Miller production, it tells a compelling story that celebrates Spider-Man's vibrant past, while teasing an exciting future for protagonist Miles Morales.
When do I know I'm Spider-Man? You won't. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
Hilarious, heartfelt, and irresistible, Into the Spider-Verse offers endless discoveries and is, for now anyway, Sony's crowning animated achievement.
That was crazy. Nah, we taught him that, right?
I didn't teach him that. And you definitely didn't.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.